Welcome everyone to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight past the buzzwords to look at the actual engineering blueprint required to build Agentic AI. I mean, we're hearing the term Agentic AI literally everywhere right now, right? It's totally the new frontier, this massive promise of artificial intelligence that doesn't just chat with you, but actually goes out and takes actions on your behalf. But, and this is a big but, there's a massive gap between the hype we're all reading about and the actual engineering reality required to make it work reliably.
So let's just shatter the biggest myth right out of the gate. People tend to treat agentic AI like some sort of magic trick, Like you just pour raw data into a black box and boom, out pops immense business value. No way. Real autonomy absolutely is not a shortcut. It's actually a highly structured engineering ecosystem that requires some seriously rigorous orchestration and really strict governance.
Because beneath the surface of what feels like a super simple chat interface, there lies this massive system of systems. It's like a giant puzzle. You don't just have data and AI. You've got these distinct overlapping layers, incredibly specific modules, and overarching constraints that literally hold the entire machine together.
To truly wrap our heads around this complexity, we're going to build our system from the ground up, moving through 5 critical pillars. First, the data foundation. Second, the context and knowledge layer. Third, the core agentic architecture. Fourth, value delivery. And finally, constraints and guardrails. Let's get into it.
All right, part 1, laying the data foundation. Basically, pouring the concrete. Listen, you cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp, right? And you certainly can't build autonomous AI on messy data. Without proper data collection, meticulous structuring, and super strict access control, the whole shebang just falls apart. Think about it. If your agent is going out and taking actions in the real world, it absolutely must only have access to authorized data. If we fail here at layer 1, literally nothing else functions.
Moving right along to part 2, building the cognitive layer. This is where we're wiring the brain. So this layer acts as the cognitive wiring for our agents. And the real game changer here is RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. RAG is exactly what bridges the gap between static, boring data and dynamic, useful context. Instead of relying on frozen model weights, which, let's be honest, get outdated fast, RAG actively searches your structured foundation in real time. It's pulling the exact facts needed to solve the specific problem sitting directly in front of it.
When you combine prompt engineering, RAG, and domain knowledge integration, they just naturally fuse together to create these incredibly powerful retrieval-augmented workflows. This combination right here is exactly how the agent actually knows the highly specific compliance rules of your industry, or say the exact state of your inventory today. It completely transforms a generic off-the-shelf AI into a highly specialized worker that actually knows your business inside and out.
Okay, on to part 3, the core agentic architecture. Welcome to the engine room. This is where things get really exciting, because this is the actual engine room of the entire system. The core operates on this continuous, highly dynamic loop, planning actions, utilizing specific tools, and coordinating execution. And honestly, this loop is the fundamental difference between a passive chatbot and a truly active autonomous agent.
Right, so within the planning phase, the system does some serious heavy lifting. It breaks down these massive, complex goals into manageable, multi-step task designs. I mean, you don't just tell an agent, hey, go fix the supply chain delay. That's way too vague. Instead, you give it a clear goal, and the planning module uses goal decomposition to figure out the series of, say, 50 different micro-steps required to actually achieve it. It literally designs its own itinerary for success.
And once that itinerary is planned out, the agent actually goes and executes. We're talking making real API calls to external systems, updating your CRM, querying a live database, all of that. Plus, through its coordination capabilities, it can even manage multi-agent collaboration. It can seamlessly pass subtasks off to other, more specialized AI agents. It's acting exactly like a human project manager delegating tasks to a team of experts. It's pretty wild when you think about it.
Which brings us to part 4, operationalizing value delivery, the output interface. Because here's the thing, you don't just unleash these agents into the wild and walk away hoping for the best. Value delivery has to be highly operationalized. We're talking constant workflow execution, active monitoring, continuous feedback loops, and crucially, absolutely crucially, human-in-the-loop oversight. You need that monitoring and logging to track exactly what the agent is doing and, more importantly, why it's doing it.
Continuous feedback ensures the system is actually learning from its mistakes, and having a human in the loop, that is a completely non-negotiable feature for critical workflows. It guarantees that before any high-stakes action is taken, a real human being steps in to review and approve it. That is exactly how you guarantee safe performance in a real-world enterprise environment.
Finally, Part 5, Guardrails and System Constraints. This is our protective scaffolding.
These constraints act as the mandatory, non-negotiable scaffolding for the whole system. We are talking about reliability, safety, fairness, compliance, and security. And let me be clear, these are not afterthoughts. They have to be built directly into the foundation from day one. You absolutely cannot just bolt security onto a fully autonomous agent after it's already up and running. If you try to do that, your shiny new agentic system just becomes a massive liability instead of an asset.
Agentic AI is a system, not a shortcut. That phrase just perfectly hits the nail on the head and summarizes everything we've been talking about in this explainer. True autonomy requires rigorous, systemic discipline. When you view AI as just a quick shortcut to bypass hard work, well, you're going to get sloppy, unpredictable results. But when you treat it as a comprehensive system, when you really respect the data foundation, build out that cognitive layer, properly structure the agentic core, operationalize the output and enforce strict constraints, that is when you unlock incredible, truly scalable power.
So, as you look at your own organization's AI initiatives moving forward, I want you to ask yourself a tough question. Are you falling for the myth of data in, value out, or are you actually doing the necessary, complex engineering to build a robust architecture? Because the future absolutely belongs to those who take the time to build the ecosystem. So what's it going to be? Are you building a magic trick, or are you engineering a secure, scalable ecosystem ready for true agentic AI?